From the PEP Radio Newsroom, this is the afternoon news for October 22nd, 2025. These are the stories we are covering at this hour. Democratic Senator Jeff Merkley of Oregon is still speaking on the Senate floor after 15 hours, and that was as of 10 a.m. Merkley held the chamber open all night to protest President Trump's tightening authoritarian grip on the country amid the government shutdown. Merkley began speaking at 6:21 p.m. Tuesday evening and has been talking for more than 15 hours, with occasional breaks for questions from other Democratic senators who've joined him on the floor. Merkley's lengthy speech comes after Democratic Senator Cory Booker broke the all-time record for longest continuous floor speech in April. Booker, who was also protesting Trump, broke the record set 68 years ago by then-Senator Strom Thurmond of South Carolina. By holding the floor open all night, Merkley forced Senate floor staff, security, and other support workers who are currently unpaid to work overtime hours. The government has been shut down since October 1st, as Democrats have demanded an extension of federal health care subsidies, and Republicans have refused to negotiate until the government is reopened. The 60,000 men and women responsible for keeping American skies safe have gone unpaid throughout the government shutdown. Without a funding agreement soon, many will be forced to dip into savings, rack up credit card debt, or take on part-time jobs to make ends meet, several federal employees have said. The shutdown is now 3 weeks old and rapidly approaching the time when the tens of thousands of government employees who keep security lines moving and air traffic safe will miss a full paycheck. Those workers last received paychecks in mid-October, and those checks were missing up to 2 days worth of pay. People are saying, well, when I get off work, I'm going to do Uber or DoorDash or Lyft or something like that because I need to put food on the table and I got a kid at home, said Neil Gossman, treasurer of the American Federation of Government Employees, Local 899 in Minnesota, a union representing Transportation Security Administration workers. Gossman, who also works part-time as a transportation security officer in addition to his union duties, said he received about 60% of his normal TSA pay in the last paycheck, but that a coworker received only $6.34. On Thursday, many air traffic controllers will be notified how much they will be paid on Tuesday of next week. Many expect no payment at all. The authority that operates the Minneapolis-St. Paul International Airport plans to set up a shelf to provide non-perishable food items to federal employees as it did during the 2018-2019 government shutdown, according to spokesperson John Welbs. If the shutdown stretches into November, the authority is considering offering boxed lunches. But that will not be enough. A TSA officer at Dallas-Fort Worth Airport, who asked to be identified only as M, said he will take out a $3,000 loan to help cover his expenses. The loan will be for car payments and to pay for the new apartment because I can no longer afford the current one because of everything that's going on, said M, who did not want his full name used due to concerns about being fired for speaking out. In 2019, during a 35-day shutdown, the number of absences by air traffic controllers and TSA officers rose as workers missed paychecks, which added to passenger wait times at airport checkpoints. Authorities were forced to slow air traffic in New York, which pressured lawmakers to quickly end the standoff. The U.S. Agriculture Department in September said it would scrap the annual Household Food Security Report after 30 years, stating that it had become overly politicized and rife with inaccuracies. The final report for 2024 was scheduled for release Thursday, but all reports and data releases have ceased, an agency spokesperson said in a statement. Ending the report will make it difficult to gauge the extent of hunger in the U.S. amid deep cuts in federal food assistance programs and the effects of tariffs and immigration crackdowns on rising food prices, said Joseph Lobiera of the Center on Budget and Policy Priorities, a think tank. If USDA read its own reports, they would realize it's apolitical, he said. Turning to Pennsylvania news, the debate over Native American mascots in schools is heating up again in Pennsylvania, where a state lawmaker is making another push to ban names and imagery tied to indigenous cultures. State Representative Chris Rabb, whose district includes Philadelphia, is reintroducing legislation for the fifth time to ban Native American names and mascots in Pennsylvania public schools. There are team names such as the Indians and such, Rabb said. You wouldn't think of having a team name called the Caucasians, so fair is fair. According to the Pennsylvania Youth Congress, dozens of public schools across the state still use Native American mascots. One of them is the Coatesville Area Senior High School, home of the Red Raiders. We are aware of the bill proposed but have not taken any action at this time, Anthony P. Rabarczyk, superintendent of the Coatesville Area School District, said. Supporters of Native-themed mascots argue that they promote school pride and honor Indigenous heritage, but activists believe the imagery is harmful and offensive. When we tell them to stop using Native imagery or Native names or racial slurs, they say it's their culture and we're taking it away, Donna Fan Boyle, co-founder of the Coalition of Natives and Allies, said. Fan Boyle, a Bucks County resident who is Cherokee and Choctaw, said she has been fighting since 2012 to get schools to remove Native American names and mascots. Her advocacy began at her son's school, Neshaminy High School. We had a complaint filed with the Pennsylvania Human Relations Commission, Fan Boyle said, and it went to court. The commission later ruled that the school district had to remove its Native American mascot logo, though it was allowed to keep the name. And that's the news at this hour. If you are watching our news videos on YouTube, please be sure to subscribe to our channel. PEP Radio is available on the Live 365 app, the PEP Radio page at paequality.com, Roku, and Alexa. Up next, we have the Meadville area weather forecast here on PEP Radio.